Hey folks, Papa Boris here, playing some more Marvel Snap. In the first video, I just explained the basic rules of the game. Here, we'll talk a little bit more about my cards and what's actually happening in the game. So this is a deck list that I mostly pulled off of IGN because I was tired of losing. The deck is built around Odin, so his battle cry is that he activates the battle cries of all the other cards of the same location. And he combos nicely with this White Tiger lady who's 5 power, 5 energy for only 1 power, but she summons a 7 power tiger at another location. So you play it on turn 5, and then you play Odin on turn 6, and then you get that again. There are some other good battle cries here. This gives plus 2 power to 3 other cards. And then I have several cards like Gamora, which gets plus 5 power if the opponent played a card there. Star-Lord, who gets plus 3 power if an opponent played a card there. And then this Raccoon, who gets plus 2 power if the opponent played the card there. So those are some other on-reveal / battle cries that can be activated by Odin. One cool thing about this game is that you really can build around combos. If you think about it, you begin the game with 3 cards and you draw 1 card each turn. So on turn 1, you'll see 4 of your 12 cards. Then 5 on turn 2, 6 on turn 3, 7 on turn 4, 8 on turn 5, and by turn 6, you will have seen 9 of the 12 cards in your deck. So you have like a 75% chance in a given game of seeing a particular card. Now, of course, that will mean there are some games where you never see Odin, but you will see it more than half of the time. So building around 2 card combinations is perfectly valid. Let's go ahead and jump into the queue here. So a lot of the time, people will play cards here in this leftmost location because there are some locations that will be revealed where it's actually bad to have cards. I didn't mention this in my rules video, and I should have. The leftmost location is revealed on turn 1, the middle location is revealed on turn 2, and the rightmost location is revealed on turn 3. So this Raccoon is, in my opinion, best to just play on the left, because it feels like that's where a lot of people are going to play their stuff, and my opponent did, so that gave my Raccoon plus 2 power. And then this location is that when you play a card here, it gets copied to another location, so that 4 power copy got put there. Okay, we got Weird World, which is interesting. Both players draw from their opponent's decks, so these are all the cards I'm ever going to get from my deck. My opponent is playing with this. Your 1-cost cards have plus 1 power, which is fine, I guess. But at least I have Odin, so if my opponent has any on reveal stuff, Odin will matter. Otherwise, this is just going to be an overpriced 8 power, because for 6 energy, your whole energy on the last turn, you should get more than 8 power. Okay, yeah, let's just go ahead and play this Lizard. So the Lizard has an ongoing ability. Ongoing just means, like, constant. It doesn't just happen after the card is revealed and then stop. So if the opponent has put 4 cards, which is the most that you can put in a single location, the Lizard is just a 2 power. But if the opponent has less than that, then the Lizard is 5 power. So, in this particular location, there's a good chance my opponent's going to fill this up. And tragically, my opponent's Mr. Sinister, which copies itself when it arrives, got duplicated to this location opposite my Lizard, which is a dang shame. Okay, on this turn I got nothing else to do except play the Hulkbuster. So this merges with another card. It's basically just 4 power. But there are some cases where having more power attached to the same card is relevant. For example, if the card ends up moving somewhere else, or if the location gives you bonuses for just having 1 card there, or something like that. And in this case, actually, it's relevant too because it merged with the Lizard and then got copied somewhere else. Okay, so my opponent played Elektra, who destroys a random enemy 1-cost card, which is sad because that was a pretty powerful card. We're going to go ahead here and play Jessica Jones. So her thing is that she's 8 power as long as you don't play a card at that location on the next turn, which is a significant drawback. A lot of times that creates some issues. My opponent is saving this last space of this duplicating space for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why that is. Give the 2 leftmost cards in your hand plus 2 power. That seems bad. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to play Ka-Zar over here. I don't want to play it here because I don't want to rob Jessica of her bonus. And I still have a mana left to play Ant-Man, so I will. We'll just put that there. And you know what? I'm feeling frisky, so let's snap. So now 2 cubes are at stake in this game. And I am currently winning 2 locations. We'll see if my opponent, is feeling confident or not. I got these Jessicas that are getting more power. I got my Raccoon getting a bit of extra power. I mean, we'll see what happens. Okay, so Captain America gives plus 1 power to the friendly cards at his location, so he's getting that in a couple of places. So he took over this spot. Okay, my opponent gave me America Chavez. This is a 6 power, or 6 mana, 9 power card that is always drawn on turn 6. Which I guess is better than Odin, because I don't have any relevant battle cries here at all. So I'm just going to play her here, and she'll get copied somewhere else, either helping me hold this location or helping me steal that location. And my opponent's location is full, so getting 9 power here, barring some very bizarre shenanigans, should let me keep this leftmost location. Okay, that was fine. Cloak is just a 4 power thing that lets things move around the following turn, so on the last turn it's totally irrelevant. And we got 2 locations out of the 3, so we win. Hooray! Now, how long was that? Yeah, 5 minutes total, including all of my blabbering at the beginning of the video. It's just so amazing to me how that's just like such a simple gimmick, but has not been used, at least in any CCG that I know of. It's like, hey, make a pretty basic CCG. This is basically like a cross between Hearthstone and Gwent, but have it be super short. It's, you know, so straightforward and yet so effective. All right, I don't want to play Electra, even though I can. I could just, you know, gamble that my opponent plays a 1-drop here, because it will reveal first, and then she can kill it. But I'd rather wait. My opponent might not have a 1-drop. They might not play it on the left. Okay, they did. Oh, they went for the same thing I went. Okay, so just a technical thing. If we had both played it, my opponents would have died. Because my opponent had the glowy thing around their name, so this would have revealed first. Then... And then it would have had no target because my card would have still been lying face down at the time. And then mine would have revealed. So what I'm going to do here is, instead of playing Star-Lord, I'm actually going to play the Raccoon and the Electra here. Because... Actually, is that smart? Well, it's 1, 2, 3, 4 total power. This would have been 5 total power if I had gotten lucky. Although I am getting a bonus for the Raccoon. So yeah, I think this is probably more total power. And because I got this Blue Marvel from my opponent with the ongoing effect of all your other cards have +1 power, it's good to, you know, get more cards on the table when I can. So all cards here swap sides. Like, this is a really wacky place, right? So you wouldn't want to have stuff here at all until after turn 3. So like that's why sometimes you have to be a little bit careful about where you put things. Okay, I'm not sure. I don't know if it matters where I put the Ironheart. We'll stick it there. Hopefully that's not a cataclysmic error. Okay, so I get +6 power here. My opponent merges with Mr. Sinister. That I don't think is any different than just having +4 power, but of course it doesn't take up a space. So here we're going to, I think, just play Jessica Jones. Let's get 8 power here. Seems very reasonable on this blank location. 8 power for a card on turn 4 is a lot to handle. Okay, this card is a pretty popular one. It gets +2 power every time you play a card there. And this one gives my opponent a random extra card. So, a choice. I have 3 really good 5-drops. I think... I mean, it's tough. Do I think my opponent's going to play here and try to take over this location? If I got 12 power, that'd be a big deal. A more conservative play is just to stick this down and get a 7 power Tiger. Let's go for the guns. Let's go... Oh, no. You know what? Because of Blue Marvel, yeah, maybe I should get the extra body on the table and put a Tiger down. So this is going to be a Tiger at another location. Even if it flips here, it should not stop Jessica from getting +4 power because I didn't play a card here. The card was added here, which I believe is different. I'm not going to snap, though. I'm not feeling super confident. I know my opponent has Blue Marvel. They are currently holding 2 of the 3 locations, even if it's only by a hair. So I have to be somewhat careful, especially because Angela's going to be getting +2 power every time a card is played here. So Jessica Jones was a bit limiting because I would have liked to play Gamora here if I was going to play Gamora, since it's very likely that my opponent was going to play a card here to keep buffing. Oh, did I not click my end turn button? I'm sorry. Sorry, fix 394. Yeah, see, my opponent played a card there. There's the Blue Marvel. Makes sense. Angela grows in power. And the Tiger goes there. Okay, so I do take that location temporarily. And we got Odin. Okay, so I think actually better than Blue Marvel is just to put Odin here and get another Tiger. That's more total power than giving all my cards +1. And everything about this is good. It helps keep this location, and then a 7 power Tiger helps keep this one, or maybe steal this one. So I feel like it's pretty good. Yep, in fact, I stole this location. Or did I? Yep, I barely stole that location. That was pretty significant. Oh no! Tie? Oh god. Alright, I win on total power. I'm 9 ahead there and 6 behind there. So we each got 1, and we tied on this one. So because I have more total power, I win. But if my opponent could have had just 1 more power here, like if they'd played Forge over here, I think they would have ended up winning because the power of Forge here wasn't actually relevant. Okay, that was really close. That was a bit scary, but we got there. And you know, if the luck hadn't gone my way, that's fine. Because that took like, how long did that take? That took 5 minutes. So I'm totally fine with it. And honestly, 5 minutes is like an overestimation of how long that game took, because there were times where I, like, you know, wasn't clicking on the end turn button because I was talking about what was happening. And, you know, obviously if I was just playing on my own devices, I would just be playing, you know, much faster. Okay, let's use up all of our mana here. Put Star-Lord over there in case my opponent wants to put another card here. It's actually probably a mistake. This thing moves the next card you play 1 location left. Oh, nope. My opponent decided to just play that there and have this do nothing. So I get a 5 power card for 2 mana. Good stuff. Shuffle 5 rocks into the deck. Well, I'm not thrilled about that. 5 is a lot. I don't have that many rocks in the deck. So the fact that 5 cards of the deck are rocks makes it substantially more likely to not draw Odin to combo with my White Tiger. I really hate this location. It's just annoying. I mean, I'm sure no one actually likes it. My opponent probably doesn't like it either. This is a very swingy location as well. What is this? Your opponent gains control of one of your other cards at this location. Okay. That's terrible. Yeah, my opponent snapped, so we got really bad luck here. I got a card that gave away a very strong card to my opponent, and my opponent got, you know, 6 power. So, yeah, that definitely sucks a giant bag of dicks. Alright, I guess we'll do this, and that. I don't really know. I think I'm probably going to lose here, and I should really just retreat so I don't lose the extra cube. But since, you know, I don't actually care about ranked mode or what my ranking is, I will just play on and see what happens. It's possible my opponent got a bunch of rocks. My opponent just played a totally useless rock here, which gave my raccoon +2 power. I mean, who knows? Anything can happen with Jesus and without Jesus. Alright, so this is it. This location's locked. We can't play cards here. Now, the problem with White Tiger is that it could just send a very useless tiger over to this spot, which would stink. I don't want more tigers here because I'm already winning this. However, I think I am behind, so I should just go for it. Well, on the other hand, 12 power would be nice if I guess correctly. My opponent seems to be filling up locations. Let's guess that my opponent puts a thing here to fill this location up. Oh, they went to both places. That's great. So I get a 12 power thing. This card gives +1 card power to every card still in the deck, which is not that big of a deal. I'm actually somehow winning 2 out of 3 locations, which is just insane. Okay, well, I don't know what my opponent's gonna do. So let's try to get a tiger in here to steal the location. And I guess we'll play this. I can kill this 2 power rock. If my opponent just drew a bunch of rocks, it's possible that I win. I didn't actually draw that many rocks, so I could still steal this. Okay, the tiger goes there, which is great. Okay, what's this last card? It's probably like an expensive thing. It's Heimdall. Okay, this makes everything move. I don't know what the effect that's going to cause. Okay, the effect is that I won. After a huge swing against me, I still got lucky and won. It was probably because of the rocks. My opponent seemed to have pretty weak plays in the subsequent turns, so I'm pretty thrilled about that. Alright, anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. Please like and or subscribe. That's Marvel Snap, and I don't think I'm going to make more videos on this because I'm not interested in ranked mode, but if at some point in early access or after early access the developers add a drafting arena style mode, I'll definitely be back because that's what would keep me hooked on this game. See you soon.